Well, welcome. This is Brandon Prows. He wrote The Figure in the Mirror. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about your writing experience and kind of going into that, how your experience with your story?
With the figure in the mirror or in
Mhm.
general?
Right. The Figure in the Mirror.
The figure in the mirror was a an idea that I came up with while I was getting pizza in 2012 with some friends. I thought about the original concept was going to be about a man who realizes that he's never looked at his own face. He's only ever seen his own reflection.
Oh.
And so he had a vision where a figure in the mirror told him to cut off his face so he could look at it. That's not in the story anymore, but that's what the
Yeah.
original idea was. And
Oh.
over the course of
Yeah.
7 or 8 years, it evolved into the current uh, story.
Yeah. And it was at 20,000 words at one point.
It was actually it was at like 50, and then
That's right.
it was going to be a full novel, and then I condensed it down to 20 for you, and then you said slash it in half, and I said that's impossible. We did it.
Remember. And you did it though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's really great. It's really
Thank
great. Yeah. It's one
you.
of the longer stories in Collective Darkness, but I feel like if any of them are going to be long, it's good that it was yours.
Thank you. I think it might be the longest.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, you did take out 40,000 words for me, so
Yeah, I don't. I had to simplify everything. Originally, there was a huge cast of characters. I cut them all out.
right. Well, and it was like 100 like hour writing process at one point, right? Like it
I
took.
think it took hundreds of hours. Just the entire process. It took over a year for me to. It took about a year. You contacted me in April about the thing,
Mm,
and I think I finished it in January
yeah,
the next year. So it took most of a year.
yeah. And then doing the audiobook that took a long time too.
The audiobook took about another 20 hours at least.
Yeah.
I worked really hard.
Brandon. Oh, sorry.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, because you had your father-in-law
Yes.
the audiobook.
My father-in-law has a very mature voice. He's
Yeah,
got
he reminds me. Oh, sorry.
he's just got a good voice for reading. When I listen to an audiobook, he has the kind of voice that I like. And
Mm-hmm.
so I very eagerly asked him to read my story.
Yes. No, he does like some really intense voices. I love them.
Yeah, he's I don't know if he used to do theater, but he's very experienced in that kind of stuff. So
Right.
it came naturally to him. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite voice was the figure in the mirror's voice.
yeah, that was actually I should show you the outtakes for that because
Really?
he had to do a lot of test runs. We did multiple takes for which one would work best. He originally had one that sounded a bit like Yoda. We realized that sounded like Yoda from Star Wars.
And then it was
Can't
like
use this.
maybe not. Um, well, did you so getting like when you were writing the story, like did you have a voice in mind, or did that like and you try to emulate that when you had your narrations, or was it something that kind of happened over time where he just found something you're like, oh no, that sounds like it.
For my father-in-law,
Yeah.
I told him a long time ago because he and I have known each other for a long time. I
Yeah.
told him a long time ago that if I ever, whenever I get a story
Mhm.
published, I want him to read for it. I've always told him that he's always going to be the reader for everything I write. He's perfect for it.
Yeah. And well, tell me what was the biggest challenge for your story?
The biggest challenge was it's cheating if I say all of it, but the hardest part was writing 10,000 words only,
Yeah.
was condensing it.
Yeah.
Because I believe you originally told me that the maximum word count was 20,000. I was like, okay,
It
that's
was
easy.
going to do that. Yeah.
And then you
But
told
then
me it's actually going to be 15,000. I said, I can maybe do that. And he said it's 10,000. I was like, you're asking for the impossible. You're asking for one
well,
fifth of the story.
hey, so the reason why I did that was because it needed to be at the similar length as the other stories, and
Yeah.
so
No, I think it was the right call, and I actually think your restrictions made it better.
okay, good, good,
I
glad.
think it's better than it was.
Okay,
Maybe someday I'll go back and throw in my original ideas, but for now I want to leave it to rest.
right.
Caused me enough grief.
Give it a few years.
Hmm.
What is a current writing project that you are working on now?
Currently, I'm working on a big fantasy series
Mhm.
that is going to be at least 7 books long. I've been planning them for 11 years.
Wow.
Actually, no. I found a draft of the stories that I wrote in middle school, which means that I've actually been planning this for 14 years.
When do you think you'll get it all published? Like when? What is your timeline for that? Do you know?
Hopefully, less than 3 years for the first book.
Really?
I have it drafted. I know exactly everything that's going to happen. It's just a matter of writing it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. How much writing have you actually done for your series then?
For the first book, I have about, I want to say close to almost 200,000 words in notes. But
Oh,
then
and notes.
the actual story,
Hmm.
I think the last time I checked, I think it's about 30,000.
Okay.
So it's about,
Do you plan
say it
to
again.
have it? How long do you plan to have it for the first book?
It's tricky. It'll
Hmm.
depend on what the publisher says, but I'm shooting for about 150 to 175,000.
I have the utmost faith in you. I mean, you do have your goal to get something published before you're 32, so you have plenty of time.
Yes. Yes, I'm only 12.
Yeah, you are. We're not 12. A 12-year-old growing your beard?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, what do you like to do outside of writing? Tell your readers and listeners. Do you have you work on music with your brother? Do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm a passionate musician.
Yeah.
My brother and I like to collaborate on progressive rock music, but we
Mhm.
also like classical and jazz. We're working on a
Yeah.
jazz album right now.
Ooh.
I sent you, I might have sent you a demo
Mhm.
of it a couple days ago, but that was just a little demo. But we wrote
Yeah.
the theme music for Collective Darkness together.
Yeah. For the book trailer. Mhm.
Hmm.
So that's
And that's, those are my two big loves,
yeah.
cooking and cooking. I don't know where that came from. Writing and guitar
Yeah.
and music composition. Those are take up most of my time.
Yeah. And then when you have time, you also like to read, right? Big,
Oh, absolutely. All
yeah,
day.
all day, every day.
Yeah. I wouldn't be a writer if I'm not also a reader.
Yeah. Well, what would you tell a writer who wants to get into an anthology or to publish a book? What would you tell them? Like, how do you think that they should prepare?
Your writing isn't as good as you think it is at first. And it's okay to make drastic changes even if they seem wrong.
Don't
You know,
be married to something.
if the editor is there to help you. If
Yeah.
they tell you that you need to cut 90% of your story, you probably do.
I
like
feel
you
like you're
did with me.
speaking.
Like
Yeah.
you did with me.
Well, yeah. Your writing is lovely, though.
So's yours.
Thanks. Well, cool. Do you want to tell readers or viewers anything else about you that they should know?
Oh, I don't know why anyone would want to know anything about me, but my favorite meal to cook is chicken tikka masala.
Ooh,
So
I
that's a
actually
fun one.
I just made chicken tikka masala today.
Ooh,
Yesterday.
we
Yesterday.
should swap recipes.
Yeah. Mine is a
Have
very
a cook off.
easy version. Mine's like it's like ready in 10 minutes or 30 minutes.
Ooh, mine takes like 12 hours.
Yours is probably way better than mine. Mine is
Maybe,
the easy one.
I don't know, maybe yours, the simplicity is better.
No, no, no. There's something missing for mine, and just it's mostly out of sheer laziness and wanting Indian food that I make that one, and
We'll
also
have a
because I'm
cook
not a great cook. Or okay, I'm not. I can be a good cook, but I don't have the patience for cooking. I think that's what it is.
I love cooking. I
Yeah.
dedicate several hours each weekend to cook a very nice meal for myself so that I can have leftovers throughout the week.
And I'm very sad that because of COVID, I haven't been able to have more of your food.
I know. Come back over and I'll make you more seafood.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Brandon made this amazing. Everything you've made is amazing. But the one that's the most unique that I've never had, except for at your house, that I keep thinking about every time we talk about food, is this. It was like that one you used ink, like
The
squid.
squid ink, yeah.
That
Squid
was
ink
so
pasta.
crazy. It was so good, though. And
Yeah. I put
yeah,
langoustine tails in that
yeah,
and a Dijon Chardonnay sauce. It was good.
yeah.
Come over again and I'll make it.
Yes, I will, and we'll talk about novels.
Yeah, we can reminisce.
Or yes, exactly. Well, cool. Thank you, Brandon. And if you want to share anything, any of your, you want people to comment or contact you, feel free to let me know and I'll add it into the description below. But yeah, we appreciate having you and we're excited to see what you come up with Collective Darkness because
Thank you.
he's submitting to that one as well. So
Yes.
yes,
Yes, it'll be good.
yep. Okay.